This is TUD, TOD, Team Unity Dominica, for yet another roundtable. I'm going to present today. Carlos joins me as the usual suspect. We are like the developmental directors, founders, officers who you see as often as you see us. And we are like the John the Baptists of the politics of Dominica. There are going to be people to follow. And I took on this post and agreed to be a major presenter of the party's brand and message and image because when you learn your lesson and you learn it the hard way, you do it the way you should have done it. So I am fronting, I am pushing the message, and I'm sure that the message is being properly presented. With that said, let me welcome Carlos Charles, who is the leader, Team Unity leader, or Unity leader. And today we're going to speak about what we do best, listening to people, especially the youth. Listening to the youth. That's the topic of the round the table. And hosting Carlos because Carlos is the young person in the house. He likes it when I call him young because he's younger. Well, I don't worry if Carlos, I am young too, Carlos. Probably not as young, but you're as
What?
young as you feel.
Alex, let me tell you that now. First of all, good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to our viewers, both those who view this live, those who are viewing this live, sorry, and those who will view it later on. Welcome to our program. Thanks you for having us in your social media space. Thank you for entertaining our conversation. Saying hello to members of our team, those who are tuned in, those who will look at the programs, they'll give their feedback and so on. The Carlos, you should have said that, Good afternoon to you guys. Thank you for empowering us, being the shoulders on which we stand. We stand head and shoulders above everybody else. So yes, Alex, you were talking about the youthfulness, and I was telling you I am enjoying it while it lasts. Because even my brother, when he lost his hair, and I was like you, with my long locks, I used to laugh at him, and even guys like Ilson Matthew, who never got to enjoy they think what it's like to have long hair and plaiting hair and all that kind of thing. So I enjoyed it while it can. But no, I can't do it again.
Oh, we're in the same boat, man, with the hair.
I go in, Gasa, I go in.
All right, Papa. Well,
But I'm still there.
yeah. Well, let me greet you with some positive vibes, my dear friend, um, because you are transitioning from the Carlos that we knew to the Carlos we are getting to know. And if you had told me 2 years ago that Carlos would have been where he is today, I would have said no, because I think I knew you, but I'm knowing you now, and I'm telling you, I'm not surprised where you are today. And there'll be people, Carlos, who will doubt you. When you're trying to enhance yourself, people are going to doubt, they're going to question, they're going to ridicule, they're going to shame you, they're going to. Don't worry. Just do what it is you have to do, you want to do, and at the end of the day, my friend, you'll reap the rewards. So I want to give you this commendation live. I have told you so on officially outside of the media, but I just wanted you to hear me say that I'm proud of you, and the movement, that the transition that you're making is not one that many people can. They don't have the energy, the strength, the bravado, the courage to do. And you are doing it, you're doing it well, and I think the future should reward your great efforts. So continue trying, my brother, even if it gets tough sometimes.
Thank you, bro. And I thank you for your constant guidance and not necessarily holding my hand, but giving me the direction and the advice on things I should be doing and the way I should carry myself, etc., etc. And I'm endeavoring to do this and more.
But I mean, it's the only way, my brother. And you are the only politician in Dominica who is, well, not the only one, because I think the Honorable Prime Minister has a number of strategists and people helping. But you are the only one with a resident strategist, 24/7. Nobody else can afford to have someone the way you have yours truly. I mean, they could have, but it is expensive. It is crazy to have. And I am your 24/7 resident strategist. That is something that money cannot buy. So you have that in me. I am investing in you. And through that investment, Dominica, I think will benefit. You are not going to fail, my brother. You are going to be okay. It might take a little while. Some people will laugh, they will doubt, they'll make you feel bad, but you are going to be okay because Dominica, now more than ever before, need a new group of people in the politics, and you are one of those. You are the only leader of a party living in Dominica. Do you know that? Are you aware of that?
Only leader of a party. So where does the honorable prime minister
He
live?
don't live in Dominica.
Oh, for real? I
He
didn't know that.
resides there, but he don't live there. The man lives
Oh,
somewhere on a plane. You know what I'm saying?
okay, okay,
He,
okay.
he resides in Dominica, but he doesn't live there.
I wanted that to come out, because it's not that I'm not aware of that in the first place. I am aware of that.
You are the only leader who lives on island. Only. Only leader. That is why they might treat you shabbily, try to avoid you, make you feel bad because they know they know what you're doing. They know you are still water and you're running deep. So just continue, my friend. Any opportunity you get, you are a youthful man, stay around the youth. Do what you have to do. At the end of the day, a volcano, when it erupts, nobody knows what it's going to do. So your time is coming to shine. Your moment is coming. And again, I will boast and say, you're the only leader living, and you're the only leader, well, not the only, because the other prime minister has one. He pays good money to keep them, but you are the only one with a full-time resident strategist. And no matter
Yeah,
how
I
what they say about your
see,
strategist, your
and
strategist,
that is one thing that I am not ashamed to fly and boast that I have a strategist on call full time that I can call and say, hey, look, that this just happened. What do you think I should do? What is the and make no mistake, our prime minister does that too.
not just one, he has many.
Okay, he does
And
that too.
and that is the
So
way to go in politics. But
you,
people,
you
some
have
people,
you have to seek advice from qualified people and implement the advice based
well,
on, based on reasoning. You have
implementation is the other thing. Sometimes you get the advice, but you don't implement it or you don't even take it on. Sometimes you don't even appreciate the advice because you don't have the acumen to appreciate it. So, but Prime Minister's case, I gave him his little blows, but I have to big him up when I have to big him up. He implements well. That man is an executioner when it comes to politics. Not when I say execution, I don't mean killing. I mean
no
he
to
does.
execute the functions of your
That's what I'm talking
responsibilities.
about. And I
Yes.
have said before that he's a strategist dream. He came prepared and he really delivers. Not as a great administrator, but as a fantastic politician who knows what to do, when to do, to have the W next to his name. No matter how the W come, he takes it. And strategies will help you to do that. So that is that. I wanted to make sure I give you a big up, Carlos, because I know it can be a lonely road. I know it's tough. It has to be tough for you, for your mom, even for your dad, Lambi, who is my dear friend. I mean, Lambi wears a different political cloak, but he's your father. I know he loves you. And your family, it's tough for everybody because you're trying something new and they're concerned about you. But I'm telling you, my brother, you onto something good. And until I don't bail out, you good. If I tell I gonna bail out, we'll talk.
Oh,
But
you're crazy, man.
I'm there with you.
You're crazy, man. It are people that looking I standing on the shoulders of many youth in Dominica, youth looking for that new vision to come out, They are looking for it. And
but
with that said, that is along the lines of our discussion today, because I
yeah,
know our topic today is listening to the youth.
yeah.
What are the youth saying?
And the vision is there, It's just that the traditional system, the status quo, the traditional media, those who control are trying to suffocate our message. They're asking for what we are: a new idea, a new group of people, a new approach. We are it. They don't give us airplay. When we send press releases, they don't put our press release out.
But I give credit to some of the media houses,
Dominica Breaking News is one of those. Carlisle John Baptist, Nature Island News.
Go on, there's a radio station.
Um, is it
There's a radio station with one.
Kyrie?
Ah,
It has to be Kyrie. Kyrie is under Crazy T. I mean, people can think Crazy T is blues, but Crazy T knows what he's doing. He's progressive.
Crazy T. I used to work for Mr. Bellot. I used
I
to
don't
work
call him.
for
I
him.
don't call him Mr. Bellot Gasson. It's Crazy
No,
T.
that was my employer. As my employer, I don't call him crazy.
But he was my employer too.
No, I don't call him.
No boy, Crazy T boy. No way. I cannot call Frankie Mr. Bellot. Pala, my
no.
boy. Do you know I was the one who brought him to Dominica, Carlos?
Really on the airline?
No, well, not on the airline. I met him in the airport, St. Croix or St. Kitts, St. Croix. And he was saying, "My son, talking." I think he was a police, and a very braggadocious guy,
Oh God,
talking
but
about
that hasn't changed.
I'm from Grand Bay, I'm from Dominica, and talking about. And he didn't know me, but he knew I was Dominican, and we started to talk. And I said, "By the way, man, why don't you come back and invest in our country, man?" He said, "My son, I thinking about that. What is down there? What I can do down there now." I say, "Well, I'm in radio. We have a new radio station called Kyrie FM, the genuine sound of Dominica. We kicking butt, man." Uh, he said, "Well, all right, well, I go check it out, man." I give him my information, he give me his, and sure to bet, crazy come Dominica. Introduce him to Govy, bought some shares, see the thing happening. Well, things happen, things happen, things happen, things happen.
So you not make crazy come in Dominica? That's what you're telling me now?
100%. Me.
You know I have to ask him that.
That's crazy. Now,
That
probably he had other reasons, but I know I spoke with him, and when he came, he followed up with me. I even worked with him. Chris was my boy, running our little racket together.
Rocket?
Yeah, man. Not illegal, no. Racket. I don't know if it has that racket. I'm not saying about girls, nothing. I don't say racket.
Oh, you're the girls too. Alex, that's why the youth can gravitate towards you, because you can talk on their level.
Boy, you mean no. Oh, you mean my partner? There's a youth trap in me somewhere there because my youth was suffocated. It was sucked from me by those people who are now trying to suck the value of the youth from them. I'm telling you. So my partner, I'm happy that you are doing it. I'm happy to be here for you. Thanks to Crazy T, Kyrie FM, for at least publishing the news, the information that we put out, to Carlisle John Baptist and Nature Island News and Dominica Breaking News, for at least putting out the releases. And maybe the one or two media every now and then when they decide it is okay, but they don't always give us the airplay. We will find ways to get our message out. And when you see our message get out, something will, because you can't keep a lit candle under hidden in the dark. People will see the light and they will come to the light.
Yes.
They will come to the light. So our light is out there in the dark. They are pretending not to be seeing it, but they have no choice but to see it, because what they are asking for, Carlos, is what we are.
This
Perfectly exactly
little
what they
light,
want.
this little light of mine, I am always going to let it shine.
Good. So your colleagues who in your other life who might tell you, boy, you have money, but you need $1 million. Money, people, you don't need money to gain people's love and commitment. If you rely on money to do that, you will suffocate eventually. You'll run out. You need people to trust you. You need to trust people. You need to have relationships. Because those people are talking about money now, that asking us where we're going to get money. They didn't have money when they started, no? They were poor.
Where,
And
where, where is TUD going to get money?
yeah, I was surprised when I heard that being said. So the answer to him is, where did you get money?
Because I remember that plaid shirt he had on the What About
What about?
interview.
Yeah,
I remember that shirt,
and talking about
basic shirt.
it's not fair, the system, and we and know you there, and you're doing it 10 times worse, and you come in and ask us where is thought going to get money, you'll find out. That means your own money come for them. Hey, let me tell you something anyway.
Yes, but Alex, on the topic of youth
Listen,
and TUD, what are they
listen,
saying?
listening to you. So Carlos, that's where you come in because you are the only leader on the ground. Well,
Yes,
not the only leader who lives in Dominica.
yes.
And I have explained that to say that you are more prominent, you are more there than any other leader. Well, there are two leaders who do not live in Dominica. They don't reside, they reside overseas. The prime minister resides, but he don't live there because he's always somewhere else. You reside and live in Dominica. So you are more in touch with the young people because you are the youngest political leader. You see what I'm saying? So tell us from your perspective, what have you been hearing from the youth? And you can take the rest of the program to tell me. Your choice.
Well, Alex, one of the first things I will touch on that the youth have been crying about is first politics. The youth, contrary to popular belief, are engaged in the political discourse of Dominica. They may not want to be in certain areas and be part of certain forums to actively take part in the discussions with respect to the politics of the day with maybe with us on our program or with certain people. But they will engage you on a one-on-one basis. And when they speak, they ask for something new. They want something fresh. They want something different. They need a better representation for the youth and for Dominica as a whole. They want to get rid of this the same old usual suspects that you hear on the different programs. And I don't want to call anybody names, but we all know who they are. This is one of the things
So,
that the youth have been asking for. And then I will go into other things, but let's start there. This is
so
why this
mhm.
is why Team Unity has been formed. Team Unity is also a youthful organization with persons part of the entity who are youth, youthful in
More
nature.
members of TUD are youthful than not.
Yes,
I still feel youthful, but I'm like one of the biggest persons in the movement in terms of age. Most everyone else is younger. And there are lots of other people who are involved in the movement. So yes, that is right. That is true. And you are telling me today that the young people are politically engaged more than we think, and that
yes,
and they have been saying they want what we are. So that's why
they
you after me to create for us to create that thing.
Yes, yes, Alex. And this is something that has been ongoing for the longest while. Because remember, I was not always, well, I'm a politician now, but I was not always a politician. I was a youth that was asking for the very same things that they are now telling me. You understand?
Mhm.
So I know I can see from their point of view because that is the kind of thing that I've been speaking about in my private engagements with my associates and so on. So yes, the youth are looking for something different, something empowering, something that represents them, a team of people who will well not necessarily be all about the youth, but the statement that the youth are the people of tomorrow. No, the youth are not the people of tomorrow. How can they be the people of tomorrow and they're there already? They are there
Exactly.
right now.
It's like I normally say, they say if the youth is the future is now, you know. You cannot wait and hold the youth back until they get to be like me. Because I was a youth and I was held back for, as I told you, got some 30 years of my life was spent on that Guayino, Carlos. When you tell me you Guayino and I know you Guayino for true, but Carlos, 30 years of Guayino I go through, you know. No, I'm no longer a youth and I'm not Guayino as I did Guay before. But I don't want anybody to Guay for 30 years, man. They will die, everybody.
That is why I reach out to you and a few others, Kenty, Kendra, Irwin. Irwin is another youthful person as well. Who, when we talk, we have been talking, and that is why I reached out to him and tell him, yo, let us do something about what is going on in Dominica. If we can, let us form a party. I will reach out to Alex, and I think he may listen to me. And let's see if we can put something together because we cannot be there waiting and watching nonsense happening over and over for 20 years. 20 years we have been seeing things going the wrong way and not able to be an active participant in deciding our own future. You
Well,
understand?
and
So
that is when you came to me. I didn't really respond until the story has been out already. But there are some who still stubbornly believe that it is me. But it doesn't really matter. I claim it. It doesn't matter. But I know you are the mastermind, and I give you the support. That's why I keep on mentioning you. And you mentioned Owen and Kendra and Kenty. Yes, they are integral as well. But it is you that came to me and
and
said that.
and, and I really was not in thinking of myself as a politician, is only with my engagements with people and persons like Kenty looking at that and say, Carlos, you know you would be a good politician. You're a good man for the people because I've seen certain things that you're doing and better you go into and I shied away from it for a very long time. As a matter of fact, this is the first time you're probably hearing that. So I shied away from it for a very long time. However, if something is a calling at one point or so, you will answer the call. So I'm answering the call and I'm here for our young people, responding to one of the first things that they have been asking for. And that is for people to represent their interests. But I must say that you don't have to represent one set of people. Yes, we have to represent the youth, but we cannot forget those who came before us. Those who paved the way to get things going. So now and especially those who have brought us on the earth, took care of us, nurtured us, guided us, and helped us to be the persons that we are today.
So you are saying that even if the youth have a voice and they're talking, they do not want to just be the only voice. They just want to have a little say in
That's correct.
terms of what is going on, but they still believe and expect others to give them the support. That's what you're
That's
saying.
correct.
But that is not the way it is done now. I think the way it has been done in Dominica is that we tell the youth, we use the youth, we entice them, we manipulate them, and we dismiss them whenever we're ready. Especially as far as politics is concerned, because again, from my understanding of things in terms of the Caribbean, the political culture of the Caribbean, I don't think it is created for young people. The way in which the politics is designed in the Caribbean does not favor people who are younger. And that is a big problem. So people are not readily attracted to the political system when they are younger because it was not built for young people per se. And that's one of the things that can be changed. If we could go back and change how politics is done in the Caribbean, we would have redesigned it so that young people would see a path through the politics for them. Right now, what has happened in Caribbean politics across the Caribbean is young people make a breakthrough, but sometimes when those young people make a breakthrough and they get there, they get old right away because the system is built for not young. and policies that governments have done for the Caribbean do not necessarily benefit young people. The odd prime minister or two, the odd government or two might have it, but the entire Caribbean political culture is built around people who are older, people who are, influencers, people who are in business, people who are in professions, and they're the ones who decide the balance of power. And that is something that I've observed. So it's not unique to Dominica. So Carlos, you, who is seeking to be in government now, and Brother Ricardo and Irwin and others, can probably try to tilt the balance in the favor of the youth. And it begins by listening to the youth. So you said that the youth have been asking for something new, and we get that. And as we established, that new thing is there. It has been drowned out, but you cannot hide a candle that is lit in the dark. Even if you tell them there's no light there, people will eventually see the light. So we are okay. Do not worry if the message is not being placed on the major talks, on the blocks, and the morning show and whatever. Don't worry about that. People will see the light eventually, especially the youth. So that's point number one done. What is number two, Carlos? What else are the young people saying?
Before I even give you point number two, I just say welcome to our brother Ricardo. Uh, Nice to see him. I suspect he's back from a hard day of working, getting ready for his long week coming up. Um, Good afternoon, Ricardo. Point number two, one of the Alex, I am in certain forums, right?
Mm.
Now, I'm not there as a politician, but I'm there as an individual who actively taking part in concern about Dominica, and also I'm just there as an ordinary user.
Hold on, Carlos. Hold your thoughts. Ricardo, let me ask you a question. Because
Yes,
I'm
yes. Can you hear
presenting,
me clearly?
I can hear you very well. I
All
am
right.
presenting there. So your background is very impressive. I think you beat Carlos today. Not me, but you beat Carlos today for your background. Oh shit, you have a flag too? Okay, you beat me. All right. So Ricardo, Carlos just said that he's in a couple of forums,
Mhm.
and he, a politician, just said publicly that he's not there as a politician. Ricardo, is
Mhm.
there something wrong with that statement?
I think not, because before he was a politician, he was an ordinary civilian. Now that
Mhm.
he's a politician, he also has to carry both hats. You know what I mean?
So he should say that. He's not only there as a politician, he's there also as whatever, but he's saying that there's a
But Alex, you should let my statement fall. The meaning behind that is I was not invited there as a politician
no.
Okay.
in a
So
different
that's better. I was not invited there as a politician because a politician is a politician everywhere a politician goes.
Everywhere,
that
yeah.
is that is correct. That is correct. And
Good.
I engage them in those various forums as a politician because certain things, yes, certain things, and I will touch on some of the topics that they talk about.
I
And
just
one,
giving you
I
a
just
hard
want
time. I just want you to put down to sleep
no,
on your
no,
drum.
no, 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 no. You
No,
know
you
that
can do your politics everywhere,
you
just don't be partisan.
you know better.
No, I just teasing you. Okay, my partner. All right, continue because
Right, but one of the things that the youth have been asking for. I'm in a heavy equipment group that have certain young people involved in it, and the youth have been asking for more opportunities for work. Now, recently, that's at least a day or two ago, a job fair flyer came out for Montreal management to inviting persons to come and apply for jobs. Yeah, Ricardo, go ahead.
I saw that flyer, and I think it's a hoax.
it
I
is.
think it's just. I mean, the reality of the flyer is out there. Yes, the flyer is out there, but I don't think that they're really trying to hire people, because in the sense of Was this so much of a sense of urgency now when the thing started? Why wasn't that flyer even put out beforehand? I think that there's something amiss of this flyer, you know? Something there's another agenda behind of the flyer then, to my
What if
knowledge.
we recently at the house, the last sitting of the house during the as part of the debate, part of his contribution, the Prime Minister said that he would be speaking with the principals of the develop the program,
Mhm.
persons who are part of the construction, and ask them to engage the Dominican equipment operators and equipment truck owners, etc., etc.
But that's
Now,
wrong. That's
but,
wrong. They should have done that from
yes,
the initiative.
and
From the
then
initiative.
I'm seeing this flyer coming out,
Oh, so that's
but
a
this
prop then.
flyer doesn't speak to the actual request that the youth have.
Okay.
The youth don't want to come and drive your truck for you. The youth want to buy their own truck and come and get work for their own truck in the place.
Which is fair, only fair.
That is one of the things that the youth are asking for. Not it may not be necessarily specific to that project, but generally the youth are asking for more employment opportunities and more investment opportunities, more opportunities for them to work for their own self. Because not everybody wants to work for a company.
Mhm.
Persons who are enterprising like myself and like Ricardo, they they want to do their own work for themselves. We want to be employers and not employees. So if there's work that we can get in on, we would love to be in on it.
Okay.
And that's why I said that the whole idea of this thing just seemed too fishy for me. But I am very glad that it's still being done. But I think it's a little bit too late. You don't come on the back end after people bashing you about something and try to cover it up by pretending that you're offering jobs. And now when nobody goes to it, you're gonna say, "Oh, the people them don't want job." You get what I'm saying? I, I
Mhm.
I I believe that if it was done in a more sincere manner, a upfront manner, than being so late with it. They are very late with this initiative. I think it should have been done from the beginning of this project. And now we if people are coming, you can't say they didn't come for they're not coming for a right reason. But right now, anything is possible. Anything is just like, oh, we don't hiring today. The job fair I think is just fake. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, so it could be a prop just to
Yes.
satisfy a political.
Means.
Wow, that is something. I mean, this has been known to happen. So if that's what you think is your opinion, you express it. I mean, fair game.
Yeah.
And there are probably reasons why you probably are concluding accordingly based on your articulation. So, but it is sad that we continue, if that's the case, to manipulate people, especially the youth. And Carlos is telling us today that's not what young people want. No, you and Carlos are two young men. I mean, and Carlos spoke about young people wanting to own a vehicle, not to drive a vehicle.
Mhm.
I mean, what about driving the vehicle and making some money driving it? Can they not compromise? Can they not, both of you? I mean, because half
And
of
then
half
But
of the penny is better than none.
what you see, Alex, yes, yes, they can. I know of persons who are doing it, and well, I have people everywhere. I know of persons who are working actively, driving the trucks, getting their fair days pay for their fair days work. But really and truly, persons would rather not be getting the basic pay. Let me not say it like that. The youth want a government who are more interested in them as opposed to the outsider. You understand? So when if you're government and part of your responsibility is that you represent your people, the youth.
Mm-hmm.
When you're implementing projects, it should be in your mind to present to your developers that a percentage of that employment work has to be Dominican. It should not be your priority to bring a whole boatload of equipment to put your people out of work. And after you're doing it and the work has already started, that is
Then come
that is
in and tell
the
us.
that is when you're calling people, oh, come forward, come forward, come forward. There's work now. We need drivers. We need heavy duty operators. We need forklift operators. We need somebody to do the excavator and the roller.
For instance, that same project where they were doing the extension of the runway in Marigot, the
Voila,
company from Barbados brought
voila,
in all the equipment again. And we have
voila.
equipment operators right there in Marigot who live right beside the airport. You get what I'm saying? So,
Someone told me that I understand for some of those work you have different sizing requirement of equipment that you need to for earth movement, because earth movement is a lot of work.
Carlos, I,
Ricardo, do you know,
uh-huh.
as we speak right now,
Hmm.
there are equipment packed in certain areas meeting those size requirements,
Yes,
people owned by people who are closely associated with the present government,
yes,
and those equipment are covered in copy.
uh-huh. I know that very well.
There are two big excavators in one area, and there's another one packed by the airport.
Yes. And
Still,
and so hence again I say we are for show. This I believe that this call for employment, whatever thing they put up, is for a show. What?
So, I mean, I am here listening to you guys, right? And let me tell you, you remember, you are maybe more you, Ricardo. You're from country, Carlos is a tongue man.
hey, 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 hey. Anyway, let me hear what you're trying there.
You know, the fowls.
Hmm.
When you wanted to catch them, because you raise your fowls for eggs and meat. And when
Hmm.
you wanted to catch them, what you do, you get a little food, and you throw a little food for them. They come running and you catch the one you want.
Yeah.
So I suspect that could be that. A little food comes,
Yes.
like so I
So,
can
so
appease
Alex,
you.
so Alex, you think I don't know about that?
How you know about that, Carlos? Oh, wait.
You catch a fowl with a basket, throw a little rice for them, all of them to come, and the one you want, you pull the rope and let the basket fall on it.
No, in the north, we're not talking about rice. We're talking about coconut we use.
Coconut. You grate
Coconut
your
too,
coconut.
coconut too. I chew the coconut, and we are the copper house.
Carlos, boy, you trying, man. Okay. Sorry, sir, for underestimating me. So, politics politics is a process that gives people the ability to use many different tricks. You call it strategies to lure people, to quiet
Hmm.
people, to wake people up, to get people angry. You can do so many things to manipulate the people's behavior. So it could be very well that this is what is happening with that offer. And as I said, if that be the case, it is very sad. And that is not what young people are asking for. Do not fake me, because young people can't be fake. You ever try faking children in football? Playing football with them and faking. Children don't get fake.
Mm-mm.
Children keep their eyes on that ball. A grown up, if we playing and you playing a game, I might fake you. But a child cannot be fake, because the child watching that ball and following that ball. So that is our young people. They're not going to be watching. They're not going to watch your dimples and your dance. They're going to see, boy, look, by so long you they're doing that kind of dance if your dimples and nothing coming my way. So no matter what you do now, will excite me. And one of the things, Carlos, I think maybe I don't know if it's you or somebody who mentioned that to me, that one of the requirements, or maybe I don't know if it's required, but one of the young people who is a professional in this business of wiring, electrical conduits, deep thing wiring to be able to have a special skill to for
Mhm.
special high grade wiring, electrical work. That person is that. And for you to get qualified to do that kind of work, it takes at least 20 years. You cannot get qualified to do that kind of level of electrical work in 5, 10 years. So if you start at 20, by 25, you're 45, just
Mm-hmm.
going straight. And when there was an announcement for people to work on that airport in Wesley, they wanted people with they wanted people with
Age group, they had an age range. 40,
yes,
45, there's a cutoff.
an age range to work within that thing. And my partner called me and said, "But Alex, that's what I am doing, and I don't mind coming down to do that. But how can they? We don't. They have not the understanding that people don't get qualified. Maybe they have a Chinese or two that could do it under the age, because then people go earlier. But in
Mm-hmm.
our culture, there's no way anybody could be qualified to do it under that age. And I'm not too sure if you guys know that or remember that kind of announcement or what I'm talking about. But
I remember it. I
but
remember it.
somebody,
I saw the it was out there on Facebook.
and that's a highly paid post. Um, um, what do you call it again? What's it I'm looking for? It's not explicit. No, it's expertise, a special expertise that is paid a lot of money. And that young person who was 46 or 47 told me, man, I cannot even get the job. And that's what I trained all my life for. Why would they restrict the age? So again, the youth are saying, man, but what is really happening? Are you working with me or are you working against me?
For a
And let me tell
project,
you,
the life for the project is about 6 years. So you say a partner can work for 6 years from 45 to 51.
I guess not.
the reasoning behind the restriction of the age is so that a lot of qualified persons don't get the job, and then you get now apprenticeship people who come in under apprenticeship, so then I can pay you less.
So
If
you
you
pay them less.
if you qualified, I don't want you, because now your pay scale is gonna be higher.
Right.
So when you come in as a novice or as an apprentice or whatever, I'm gonna pay you in that kind of category. You can't come in well knowing the job and expect me to pay you. So let's say the job paying $100 an hour as an expert. Now I can pay you as an apprentice $50 an hour, $25 an hour, because why? Your skill level is not what I need. You get what I'm saying? All I gonna need from you right now is to hand me my screwdriver, hand me my run wire for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
So it's all based on skill level. I don't want to pay you the $100 an hour. I don't want to pay nobody the $100 an hour, because why? I want that $100 an hour in my pocket. So now I can now dish out $25. I can. Why do you think a lot of American companies outsource their work? Because they don't want to pay the US companies don't want to pay the American people the $13 or $14 an hour. So they can spend now the $13, $14 an hour EC elsewhere, which is just $7 to them. You get what I mean? Or $5 to
Mhm.
them. So it cuts back on costs. So we looking for ways to cut back on costs, basically.
Oh, wow, that's deep. So the youth is not that's not driving if the youth, so to speak. That's a
No,
total.
No, no.
that's why I say it's a sham. It's a
You are right on target, Alex, when you say the youth keep their eyes on the ball. You think the youth were not paying attention when all those that things were being offloaded and the big show was made on the port? You think they were not paying attention? You think they're not aware of what happened in St. Vincent, where they ensured that their local people were the ones who invested in the construction? There are persons that I know. Now we're in the season of electoral reform, and the big thing is our foreign people coming back home to vote. There are persons that I am aware of who they live overseas. The talk of the international airport was around, and they wanted to. They're Dominicans. They're interested in their country, and they wanted to invest. A guy told me, Carlos, do you think that I should buy a truck or two for the upcoming international airport? Because that means there's a lot of work that's going to go on in the country, and I don't mind invest to be a part of it. I was like, bro or sister, I don't think that would be a wise idea because, for one, we're not sure if that airport is really going to happen. Two, we don't know what direction it's going to take when it happens. No, you may call me pessimistic, but that in hindsight, what it in my mind was a good answer to give that person, because look at what's happening now. There are so many trucks and machines packed, covered with grass, getting rotten. In Portsmouth on the highway, right next to a construction project, there are two trucks parked there, owned by a guy from Portsmouth, Jeffers. Go ahead.
And I was part of the people who bought trucks and sent to Dominica and carried
I
them there.
know, I know you're an investor too. I know that.
You know, so you
Alex,
muted Alex.
Alex, you muted.
So my question is, what is so wrong or was so wrong if we are developing a project like that to tell the people who you're working with as developers or builders that I want a certain percentage of my small country people to have assets to work? I mean, if they had given 100 people to own vehicles, that wouldn't be asking too much. No, that even too much. Maybe a 50, a 20. I mean, give some people a chance to make good money. I mean, what was so wrong to allow that? I mean, what would that do to them?
Let me
It
tell you what it's going to
that,
do to
that
them.
ties into my next statement is in terms of what the youth are saying. The youth are saying that they want a place to live in, which is cheaper, which is more affordable for them. Keep in mind, today, the Ministry of what's that ministry name? But anyway, the PS Barber Daily sent out a letter. Today it's been circulated. Gas is going up to $17 and change a gallon. The youth don't want that. The youth want Domlec to be cheaper.
But
Let
especially
me
since,
rebut.
oh, go ahead, go
Let
ahead,
me
go
let
ahead.
me rebut on that. Yes, the youth want that. Oh, okay. Okay. Just for instance, gas go up to $17 an hour. Fine. If I have the money of my own in my own pocket that I work for, I can pay. Gas price can go to $100. I can pay it. But when I don't have the money, it's going to kill me because why? I have no income, no self empowerment, and that is where the problem lies. The problem lies in the people who are in charge. Don't want the people to be empowered. They don't want the people to have for themselves. Alex, when you was growing up in the countryside, you used to see man have money back in them times there. Farmers had money. Man had money. Right now, what do they have?
Well, I don't know because it is bizarre to see people from Wesley Marigot, Simit, Calibishi without money.
Okay then. What do they have?
I don't know because I see some of my people who had money now with no money and relying on politicians to give them money.
Okay then. Okay
So,
then.
so I don't know what they, I mean, it has changed rapidly for the past 20, 15, 20. It happened almost without, I noticed.
Good. How many new homes have you seen
Built.
constructed in your community outside of white people? Let's minus the white people and our own people. How many homes have you seen being built?
Well, I'm happy you say minus the white people because my community, Calibishi, is owned by people from foreign,
Yes.
the Red Rocks area and those. Yeah, so that is a fact. And on the ridges as well. But in terms of recent build developments, boy, no. Those buildings happened in the 80s when
Okay then.
Banana was running
As
like
well.
king.
Ah.
I used to go there and
Okay.
watch them and do the little shovels. We had no mixing. I think
Mixer.
Ames and these guys from Salisbury started doing that mixer thing late. But back in the day, it was fellas put in sand in a big round circle, and they have a big bucket of a big drum of water, or two drums of water, and people just put in stones, put in sand, put in cement, and they mix in mortar. Fellas mix in all day, and they can't let the mortar stay there and dry, so
No.
they have to mix. So that's how I grew up, and the fellas used to do that every day, every weekend. Fellas used to be building.
Okay.
SB and the men were builders. SB was not
SB
builder.
from Wesley, Benjamin, yes.
Yeah, so that's what them fellas used to do. I remember that guy too, from Marigot, Paris Stewart was a builder too. But I don't see houses being built now by people from 1990.
No.
You are right. You are right.
Houses are not being built. So that means that there is no money for the.
Oh, no. Houses are being built. I saw a few apartments.
Excuse me?
Apartments. I see apartments.
Being built by who?
Well, the Prime Minister, the government.
Okay, then. That's not what I'm talking about.
He's talking about the local.
I'm talking about the local man.
Okay.
The Prime Minister, them using the local man money that they supposed to have in their pocket and build a house for them and still don't give them a title for the place that they're building. They take people property in Wesley and don't give them a title. People, I had my property and don't give me a title. Why is that? What is that? So then now the property that you just built for me is not mine because why? I don't have ownership paperwork to show that it's mine. So any day I die, you can come back and take your place because it's not mine. And that is where the problem is. We have no ownership of nothing. Everything is state-owned. I spoke about this on my live previously before. What kind of economy does Dominica currently have? And I believe we have a command economy where the government is in charge of everything. And you as a people have no right to say nothing. And it doesn't make sense to me. We were supposed to be under a mixed economy where both the people and the government coincide and make things happen. But right now it has changed to where we are being dictated to and being told what to do, how to live. When we'll build a house for you, we'll fix a road, and everything is a big party, big show where if the prime minister had to come and give you something, he had to come and make a big scene, a big showdown for it. Like, what is the purpose of all of that? All that is money being spent for what? What's the purpose? Who's benefiting from these things?
Wow. Boy, let me tell you, Ricardo, boy, you are a wealth in terms of the way you analyze, and Carlos, you as well. You know, and again, I hope people are listening, because the thing that we do well is not to listen to each other. Certainly not the youth. Certainly not the youth, and the youth are tired of not being heard. What do you think the youth is going to do? Anything drastic, guys? Anything? Do you think? Oh.
I think that it will happen. I think something drastic will happen. But I don't want it to come from a political party standpoint. Because right now, the people fed up with the political party's standpoint. They want a change, they want a difference. Like the march the other day, I believe if it came from a non-partisan kind of air, it would have gotten a bigger response. But that again is my belief. I might be wrong, but that is my belief.
Boy, you're teasing me there, Ricardo, to say things I know, boy. I want to say things there, boy, about that, boy, Ricardo, boy, but I don't know if I should do that.
You know? And me and you never had no conversation there, Alex. And I looked at the thing and I'm like, this thing could have been much bigger. Asa Bantan pulled a much bigger crowd for his motorcade, for his party he had in Granby than that even pulled.
Ricardo, I want to say certain things there. But when I talk, especially on a forum, they put me, I didn't ask them to put me in their forum, you know. But when I talk there, they say I like to make trouble. But I'm making trouble for Dominica for things to get better. And I spoke about that. Those hastily arranged knee-jerk action to rally, protest. Because it take a year to plan and do that well.
And I have another statement to make on that. Oh snap. Where was the leader of said political party? He did not endorse this rally publicly.
Well, we don't talk about parties and other parties, but that's the point you make is a good point. And as I told Carlos today, and tell me if I'm wrong, Ricardo, Carlos is the only party leader who lives on the island. The only.
Mm-hmm.
And you may say, but the Prime Minister? And my answer to that, yes, he resides, but he does not leave because he spent more times away than in.
Okay.
Carlos is there 24/7. Carlos, when was the last time you traveled out of Dominica for more than a day?
For more than a day, but it was a couple months ago.
Yeah, just to go and do some business, I know, and come back.
Yeah.
Carlos is there with the people in the trenches.
Every
And the
day.
leader who was not sought to endorse and whatever, even be part of anything of that group, is in overseas. The other leader of the other group is overseas. And our prime minister pretty much lives up there. He resides here, but he lives everywhere. Carlos is the only one that lives in Dominica. So that strengthens the point we are making that we are in the trenches. And the point that you make about that rally, my brother, it grieves me to not to be able to speak. Wherever I speak, they call me a troublemaker. And it's the same old, same old. And when I say old, I mean literally too. With the same people who think that they must do and they have the idea and people will come together. No, it's not going to happen so. Politics is not an automatic thing. You have to work it to get a group, a crowd. You have to do what people do to get a crowd.
Yeah, you have to do groundwork. Calling for a rally of the spur of the moment, I am not saying that it was a bad idea. No, it was not a bad idea due to the tensity of the time. But you have to be strategic. You are calling a rally for a party or for a nation. First thing, your leader has to endorse that rally, because if you're coming in under a united front, you need a united party, a united leadership, a united everything to come out and give out one voice. When you have one saying one thing or one do showing up, you have two voices or you have more than one
But you don't
voice.
need one voice. You need all the parties to have the same voice.
Okay.
Because if they have come to Carlos, did anybody call you about this rally and this
No.
whatever?
No.
I did. I called Carlos about the rally.
No.
You had organized the rally.
No, I just said I called Carlos about the rally.
Are you an organizer
Yes, I am an organizer.
of the rally?
They are selectively inclusive. I've been saying that all along. And they want it to look like they don't want to let go what they let go already, you know. Because they do certain things that cause them to be in the doghouse. They don't want to let go what they let go. But they still want to hold what they let go, what they letting go, by not getting everybody's voice. But when you get everybody's voice with your voice, it is better for Dominica. It might not look like you, but it's better. In the long run, you can say, okay, fellas, we all shout together, you know, and I want to look a piece of the pie. But you cannot want to do it. You are not exciting people. And you want to just wake up overnight and say, rally. It's not going to work. But if I say so in the chat, they would eat me up. Oh, Alex making trouble again. That's why we're not inviting Alex to our thing. Because Alex wants us to do it differently and better. Alex wants us to do it the way the young people want us to do it. You see what I'm saying? So that is the problem with that. Now, again, I don't like to talk about other people's business because we have things to talk about. We have the youth to talk about. But Ricardo, when you bring them things up there, you're teasing me, my brother. You're teasing me.
Well, the reason why I bring it up, just is because it was troubling me, and I haven't had the opportunity as of yet to do a live. So that's part of the reason why I just brought it up here tonight, because I find it rather troubling that we still doing party and not Dominica. I tell people I am no longer a party. I am a Dominicanite. I fighting for Dominica. And when change happens, I want change to come from Dominica.
Which is what Yeah, which is what I have been saying. This is what TUD is saying. This is what the youth is saying. This is what the people who have given up on them are saying, my brother. That's why they're trying to paint us dirty, because we are going against what they're saying. That's the only sin your countryman has committed in Dominica, is try to push my country first before the party that I supported. And they say, huh? You live in us and all kind of deba. But I am going to make trouble for Dominica. Which politician in America that was talking about good trouble? Luis? He died. But his talk was, I'm making trouble, good trouble. So I will make good trouble for us, because the youth, Ricardo, people like you and Carlos, want me to do it. The little energy I have remaining, I'm going to dedicate it to making trouble for my country on behalf of the youth. And through TUD, I think the platform is already laid out. We are exactly what they say they want. It is just that they are trying to suffocate us. You don't have the big names sharing us, because they don't want us to blossom. Because if we blossom, Dominica will blossom, and they don't want Dominica to blossom. I must say it that way. I must say it that way. Because they don't contest the last election saying, oh, their party will not win. It's not fair. We contest it because we don't think it is fair, but we have to stand up for the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we contest it. We didn't say we're going to lose.
You can't stay out of the race.
No. You can't give up what you have and make noise for what you had and you no longer have. That was the most silly political move that any party on earth could have made. You're giving up your holy grounds. For what?
And not even just that. You all cannot participate, but you all have to stand your ground and say, we have no election. No election. Period. Period.
That's what you were saying. So make there be no elections, which could not have happened. Okay. Because for there to be no election, you need an army bigger than the government army. You need mayhem and this.
I know. Listen, you have an army bigger than the government army. Well, you have the people.
You have exactly. Bring the people and let the people demand no election. You say no election. You are saying it.
So that's what I'm saying. The army is there. The army is already there. The army is ready to mobilize, But you have to have a leader to mobilize the army.
The generals not there, man. The people will not listen to those generals that they're right now.
No. So I mean, they have information. I am not doubting the fact they have information. They have information, but it's how you disseminate this information.
I've always said the messaging of the opposition group is fantastic. Sorry, the message is fantastic. The messaging sucks. The messaging is a problem. And I have said so professionally, privately, publicly. It continues to be a messaging problem. And that can only be fixed by people who can fix it. And from all I'm seeing, anyway, enough said. We could 4 o'clock already, boy, Papa, boy.
I even come in the conversation later and make my blood hot now. I have to make me go and do my own private thing, you know.
No, you can go on, You can go on, extend, You can extend, but it depends on the leader what he wants to do, because this is good stuff. This is serious business, man. This is our country. We have to fix, man. Fellas playing foolish partisan games.
You see, the youth are, again, about the youth are saying all of this and more. We have to listen to what they are saying. And the youth are talking every day. If you browse through Facebook, a lot of the people on the youth,
The other
go ahead.
The other day I saw a post by the artist Trilogy. He said we have to take our country back. It's time for us to take our country back. That was his post. And he had how many comments under that post? How many shares under that post? So I'm telling you, Alex, the army is there. The people is ready. We just need a leader. Carlos, are you that leader?
I'm standing here for the people, and I'm willing to be that leader that the people can rally around, and let's move Dominica forward. Interestingly, one of our members, not living here, reached out to me earlier today and said, Carlos, I see that thing by Trilogy, and I see Trilogy going live. Something happening, man. I don't know.
Something is happening, it's just taking you know when you start a old engine, you start a old truck before and it go it give a and then you cut off and then it's a slow build up. It's a slow build up. But when you see it build up and the pressure, like earlier here man said, the pressure does bust back. When you see that damn there boss, whoever they coming for better run. Whoever they coming for better run. Because it wouldn't have nothing to stop them. It will have nothing to hold anything back. And it's almost there.
I told somebody there will be an avalanche of people. I'm not afraid. TUD message is going out there. We represent the people. We maintain our messaging. This is what we want to do. I'm here standing for the youth. We I'm listening to what they're saying, and a lot of and that's the thing, guys. A lot of the things that the youth are saying are things that I've been saying for years. I've seen people victimize persons because of whatever reason, or mainly because they perceive you don't support them. And I am a victim of that, as well as persons in my family. This is not something that I want to see happen to anybody. And if I can step up and be the one that will shine the light, the beacon of light, and say enough is enough, and let us do something for our people. Let us fix Dominica, put Dominica, because I have no intention of being involved in politics for the rest of my life. My intention is to fix Dominica. Let us get the country on a better footing, on a sound footing, put things in place so that the coming persons will not have an issue to have a place to run properly. The youth coming up behind us, because we know what the present youth. We want the country to fix.
Well, that is quite noble, and never doubt yourself. Right, Ricardo, you too, and I'm watching you there too. I know you have interest, because there's no way you cannot have interest if with what you're doing, your lives, your connection. I know you have a league that you have not told me too much about publicly happening. You have a new marketing and media network. You have established your family owns NIFA, and other things that you are doing. So you have to be a connected youth, someone who is interested in probably even one day maybe being a representative. Who knows? So don't be shy, man. Don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. But they have a way of making us feel, well, not us, because I'm not in your age, but I felt I didn't belong when I was younger, because those who were older was telling me, oh, that's not for me. So what you need to do, you and Carlos, don't doubt yourself. Carlos, don't let anybody tell you you're not a politician. You are a politician. You can do it. You can be prime minister, my friend. You can step up. You can shine the light. Because did Moses get to the promised land? Those of all you, because you must be biblical, guys. You are cracky, Ricardo and Carlos.
No,
Did Moses get to the promised land? Yes or no? He did not. But did he get the people there?
the people got there.
Yeah, he was the man. He showed them the way. He couldn't get there, but he was the one who did the work. So, Carlos, don't worry. Even if you don't win your elections, but you are shining the light. And Dominicans will see, and your sacrifice that you have made. My friend, when you close your eyes, people will say, Carlos Charles did this, that. I'm telling you that. If I'm not there, because by the reason of biology, I should go before you. But if chances are you go before me, my friend, I will tell you what people say, and whoever succeeds, you will tell you what people say about you, because you are doing damn well for your country. Don't let anybody deceive you. Because I know fellas trying to frustrate you. I know that. I know that. All they want to do is to kill people for them to grow. You people, that's not how you grow. You grow on your own strength, not to destroy people. So TUD is what Dominicans want in terms of a new idea. Enough is enough of the old rhetoric now. Carlos, am I saying something bad or wrong?
You're right on target.
So
You're
I
right
see
on
it. I
target.
see it as I see it. I see it as I see it.
I will continue going out and engage the youth, meet them one on one, talk to them, engage them.
He doesn't go in Wesley, you know. Why he doesn't go in Wesley? Why he doesn't go Calibishi? That's the places you have to go. Eh? You need an invitation or something?
I waiting for you to come for me to go together with you.
He's saying he talking about my home, maybe Roseau, them places there. Go Wesley, go Calibishi,
So,
go Cottage.
Yes.
but Alex, I was in Cottage on Thursday.
Oh, now you going? You like
I was in Cottage on Thursday, you know.
now you want to go Cottage?
And today I am thinking of going there as well. They have a nice event going on this afternoon called the Poker Run. My cousins are the one doing it. I'm thinking of going there.
Oh, the thing I see your cousin-in-law promoting.
It's not my cousin-in-law. It's my direct cousin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I see him promoted, but he said he's part of it. Then he say, "Oh, I'm not part of it. It's them." But he don't implicate himself, you know. He is part of the business. When you go there,
you're talking about my uncle.
When you go there, tell your uncle, I'm not calling his name. I'm not calling Reginald Austry's name, but tell him I say hi.
But I have a question to ask you. I'm not sure if that's the right forum, but I just have a question. I'm seeing this talk about Miss Francine Byron becoming the new president. Is that something that is possible?
Yes, of course. She's of age and maybe even qualified to be president.
Qualified.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there an age range you have to be to get into that?
Yes, I think you have to be over 40 years.
But she's old enough. She's qualified to be president. Yeah, I think she'd be a good president, first woman president. Why not?
Okay. And I was also hearing a talk that it might be the same gentleman named you just mentioned, Mr. Austry. So
yeah, well, he's my partner. But if I have to vote for a president, I vote for Francine. Because of his longevity in the politics, and I think Francine brings a different dimension. She's a woman. I think it would be nice to have her instead of him. He's great as well, but I would if we had to vote for presidents and they were both going, I would vote for. I think I would give her my vote.
I saw her family first, sir.
Okay, I'll vote for him. I'll give us my father said, "What Alex to me then?" I'm like, hey, Alex,
I will not tell him what you say.
No, boy, don't tell him that.
But no. Does the opposition have the opportunity to present their own
candidate?
Option?
Yes.
Candidate.
The opposition leader does.
The opposition leader can nominate someone to parliament as a candidate for president, and then they will have an election for those two people. Of course, the majority side will win because they have all the votes, but they should present somebody. And of late, the former opposition was not doing that. They were just leaving it, do what they want. But that's not how politics is done. No matter if you get blows, you put up somebody.
Put somebody, yes.
And have a contest.
Well, opposition party, I am past 40. Think about me.
What? You're the president.
Prime ministership, man. I'm running for president now, man.
That's a good job. But thinking about it, if they put me there, I'll take it because it's a good. No, I don't want that, man. It's a good position. And it's very highly paid as well. I think it's 30,000 plus a month.
Yeah.
It's a good position, and you get to be head of your state. It's a good position to have. So I wish whoever gets it well, and I hope they can, when they get it, they do what they have to do to fix our country. The president has a lot of powers, but the powers are vested in the prime minister to give to the president. It's a tricky kind of thing, man, Ricardo. Man.
Explain.
Okay, so in Dominica's case, the president is the head of state, just as in America. The president of America is the celebrated head of state.
Yes.
Which means they represent the spirit of the American people, and there are certain things that the president can do that nobody else can do. But that person is elected.
Yes.
By the people. So the constituent of that president is everybody.
Yes.
In Dominica's case, our president is not elected by the people. Our president is elected by parliament. The people who we, the people, elects the president. So if I elect you as president and make you head of state, it is me who elects you that controls the power that you have.
Oh.
Even if you have the power to rule over me, but I give it to you. So you're not going to rock the boat too much because I can take the power back from you. I can change you
Anytime.
anytime.
I suggesting that that's what happens to anyway. Leave that alone.
No, go ahead. How do say what you're saying? Because it's good to get the information. Information is good.
I am just explaining the theory of how our presidency works in Dominica.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to deduce from that is fine. But the one who is president is really head of state, but they serve at the behest of the head of government. Even if they have a bigger job than the head of government, but it's the head of government that gives them the job. Because technically, it is the prime minister who appoints the president. By that I mean, it is he or she who controls the nomination, that the office must nominate. Parliament must vote. So it's who the prime minister nominates in majority that gets to be president. So technically, you can say the prime minister kind of decide who becomes president and can decide who is not president again by saying, I'm withdrawing the candidacy, go to parliament and ask parliament to receive another candidate for election. So that makes the president of a country like Dominica beholden to the parliament of Dominica. That is where we are. That's the difference.
And is there any legislation to which it could change in any kind of a way?
The constitution must change for it to change. Okay. And the constitution can only be changed if it goes through the legislature that changes the law. Who is the head of the legislature? The prime minister. Will he change the law to take out the man that he can control there as head of the state? No. So it has to be a group like TUD or some other group to change all of that, to give the president real power. That the president can say, you know what, I'm going to dissolve that government because you guys are not working well. Do you think our present president will do that to this government? No.
But he was one who fought for change back in the day.
That is back in the day. We live in a different time.
He doesn't see that when what he was fighting for back then is what is going on now, where he should now stand up as the outgoing president and demand change. He doesn't see that.
He sees it, but it is justified in his mind. And I honestly, genuinely think that he means well. It is just that he is so justified in his non-action because his hands are really tied. I explained to you how he is there.
I understand, but he's about to be put out. So if I'm getting out of the job, I might as well make waves right now as I can.
But you are saying, yeah, but he needs to have advice from the president for him to act. Well, from the prime minister, although he can take certain actions unilaterally. But boy, to prorogue the house, it has to be the prime minister asking him to do it. And if there are case of emergency, crisis, things like that, disasters, and so he can step in. But is there any of that happening in Dominica right now?
So in order for him to invoke his powers basically as president, let's say there is a national uprising, he can then invoke his powers as president, right?
Yes. So those people who are calling for mayhem should make mayhem happen for him to act. But until mayhem really happens, the prime minister will act, call the troops, fix that problem. If the prime minister cannot fix the problem, the president will come in and say, you know what, man, I have to come in and here's
whatever is necessary.
That's why in the 70s, right? Mm-hmm. What is the first thing the opposition did in the 70s? They chased our president out of the country. Okay. They threatened the president and tell him, don't act. If you act in this situation, you're in trouble. Until our president left Dominica and we have no president, so the prime minister, who was defenseless, couldn't take action. And the opposition controlled the play. The opposition convene parliament in the absence of the president. In which book you hear an opposition calling parliament? It's the prime minister who calls it. But the opposition, because they were so fierce in the 70s, they get rid of the president because they know the protocol of power. So now who has all the power? The prime minister.
The prime
But the
minister.
prime minister is wobbling and all his members leave him. Because remember, all them people who was with Patrick John left Patrick John. So he no longer is powerful. So we have a crisis. So that's where a committee for national salvation was formed. So they are talking about that now in Dominica, but we are far from that because they cannot even bring 500 people together. How are you going to get that? How the prime minister going to resign? That will never happen, ever. So you're not going to take that man out by ballot, maybe by war, and you have to have an army. Oh yeah, we have the army. The army must be mobilized.
Okay, then now I hear you talking. The army is there. It's just the mobilization. The leader needs to step up. Carlos, are you going to step up, Carlos? I keep asking you the same question.
It's not a one-man thing. It's a leadership thing, not just one man. You need different generals and a commander and so on. So it's not one person in Dominica. You need a team of leadership to do it. So it's not one man. And I've been saying that it's not. And the problem we have in Dominica, we have that one-man syndrome in politics.
Yeah.
Too much of the one-manism. And I gave a speech where I pointed that out, some time ago. Too much of the one-manism. Because yes, I am prepared to lead, but lead with support of the people around me. Let us go and do it together. So it's a team effort. The party name is Team Unity, not Carlos Unity.
And not just you, but everybody else from other parties and other groups who are interested in saving Dominica.
Correct.
No leader of no party in Dominica now is enough for Dominica. You need a group of people who say, you know what, man, it's time that we fix our country. And that is what I have been saying. Now, you see what I have there, Shane, if you, Ricardo, I'm willing to share it on any media forum, anytime. But alas, I used to be invited back in the days. But since my kind of a fight for Dominica, I am persona non grata on certain
Man.
I don't know why. I don't know. Did I get dons? What am I doing wrong? I'm just helping Dominica. Why I'm trying to bring us together to help our country and you putting me off? There must be something wrong with you, not me. I get 0 invitations on media, traditional media, 0.
I wonder why. But is it that your message is not what they want to hear? Is it something that is wrong with your message?
It comes back to the problem with the youth, because a lot of the messaging that is put out there, a lot of it is not what the youth want to hear.
And if I say what the youth want to hear, it will be ruffling their feathers. Can you imagine me speaking like that on DBS? Can you imagine that they will not have me? They will say, no, there's trouble you're making there. I'll be like the Rosie Douglas. That's what they would see. And Rosie was a troublemaker they fought, although he was one of our prime ministers eventually. People vote for him because they bought into his message. So they don't want me on their thing. People will buy into the message. So they will keep me down as much as they can. But as I said before, how can you hide a light in the darkness?
Yeah.
You cannot. Somebody will see that glittering lights and say, but do you know it have a light over there, boy? Boy, we're in that for so long. Look at lights there, boy. We're going to that light. And eventually the people will come to it. So I don't worry them. And a lot of them in the system older than me. And if God, I'm not saying nothing will happen to them, but I have the energy. I have the strength, and I give him myself, by God's grace, another at least 20, 25 years in good health to work hard. Some of them don't have 10 years. So let's do it.
Alex, as a side note, you think you'll make it as far as Bob Barker?
Boy, I don't know, boy. I would like to. I'm enjoying life. I would like. My grandmother was 103. My great grandmother.
Okay.
So we have longevity in the family. We have longevity in the family. So I'm just thanking God for what I have so far. And if God keeps me here, I promise Papa God that I will do the will that I'm here to do. So I mean, people like to fight people down too much, man. The Carlos boy, you break a record today, you go beyond an hour today, by Carlos boy.
Yeah, well,
But
this is you see, Ollie brought me in half an hour, so I came in and so this is my hour. This is my hour. uh,
so I kind of step back to let you have your hour, my brother. We engage you on it for half an hour. We each get our half an hour, and Alex have the full hour and a half.
yeah.
Guys, it was good. It was good today that we can wind down. I look forward to other programs that we can next week. Next week we want to deal with a little bit in healthcare. The plan is to talk about that. Let's see how the week goes. As it gets closer, we'll finalize everything. Um,
No, before we go, I want to ask you guys something publicly there, right? Have you guys observed people, Parliament in Dominica, especially on the opening of Parliament and everything else, and how people turn out?
The
Is there
show,
anything that stands out to you about that picture?
the show is a show.
Ah,
It's
a
a fashion show.
fashion, a fashion. I might have something to say about that on Sunday. Oh Lord, Lord, guide me. Yeah, and I've been observing it for too long.
say again, Alex. I missed out.
No, ask Ricardo.
I missed
Yeah, he
out. So
was.
a young person, while you're talking to me, a young person just reached out to me regarding the price of gas.
Yeah.
No, well, no, he was asking about the fashion show that is going on in Parliament when the people come
Oh,
in,
oh,
and you know,
oh! The parliament is more about who has the biggest hat and who has the most stylish hat.
No. No, do you know where that goes back to?
That goes back to European days.
no.
So don't blame me if on my program on Sunday I make some statements about that. Because I've been observing this for too long.
But the Europeans have where they wear where they all have to wear a black thing and a hat, a wig on their head now, so that
In
everybody
in
comes
in
in
the
and
in
look
the
at
court,
one.
in the court.
Not just the court in European colonial society. That
Mhm.
was the distinguishing mark. And different headpiece, different head was different signify different things. So I am seeing this so much in the politics, and I didn't want to say much because I remember Mamo. I remember Dame Eugenia in Parliament, and she was not that. Even Ioli Blanc, who was a little radical, was not that. Patrick had his shirt jacked. That's the national formal wear, incidentally.
Mhm.
But I see a repeated, recurring trend, especially in the recent decade or two, where it has become just that. And I'm wondering, should I speak about it? Will I upset people? But I will not do it on this platform. I'll do it on my platform because I am going to pray about it this week, and I might let go on Sunday because
Don't
I
mind.
am seeing
Just let
something that. Hmm?
don't mind. Just let go.
But I hope you guys, because that's why I asked you, young men. You told me you see the fashion show because I don't see how you can go to a fashion show and want to do serious politics. The people in America, when they go to Congress, there's no fashion show. They dress
No,
in, yes, and they go in and do their stuff. You know
and
what I'm
sit
saying?
down for photo ops and picture this and picture that. We have no real like governance. It comes down to governance again. We're not here for fashion. We're not here for show. We're not here for glitz and glam. We're not here for the camera. We're here for the people's business. And if the people's business is not being taken care of properly, why are we even there?
Big long gong and all kind of thing and cape. Boss, I watching Grenada Parliament and St. Lucia and Antigua Parliament, my brother, and St. Kitts. That's not that I seen him.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, we have to be different. It's us that have to put on a show. How can you put on a show? Boy, let me tell you something, boss. I fire. I think I might drop that on Sunday.
Well, you see, Alex, and let me just say big up to all the persons who are coming on. Look like we have to go on for 3 hours for people to start coming in, and they realize we're on. Oh, community on. Let me hear what Carlos and Alex and the rest
I
of the
just shared. That's why I just
yeah.
shared.
I see a guy. I see a guy named Tick Tick engaging us there. And one of the questions or things you're saying is what we need is for each, let me see if we can, each person fighting for the cause to put a group together. Then each group come together with one message, no party callers. Well, tick tack, sorry, so I say tick tack. We are attempting to do that and engaging everybody because behind the scenes we have engaged persons on all political sides.
Yeah, man.
and
Um,
and and
And
TikTok is resonating what we just said earlier. We was Alex said that we need to come out from the partyism and bring in one message, one voice. You
yeah,
know,
and that's
somebody said,
yeah, yeah, and
"Go
that
ahead, me
explains
listener."
why we are built, why Team Unity is built. Team Unity is built as a unifying platform. We are not a party that just want to do things for us. Our colors, Ricardo, are the colors of the national flag: green, yellow, black, white. That is our party color.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when you look at our constitution, it explains that we are a short term fix to bring this thing together. And if we stay in government for 2 terms, that's it. By right, we dissolve after that, or we decide to continue, but we set up ourselves not to be in power too long.
All right.
So, look, did you send the constitution to Ricardo? Send it to him now, Carlos. Let him see what we are about. So this is well designed not to hog power, to have one prime minister for 20, 30 years. Under us, no. We don't even need a constitution of Dominica for that not to be. We put it in our book that it is not going to be. So yes, TikTok, we are working. We know what people have been saying. We are the platform TikTok. Join us. Come on with us next week, Sunday, TikTok, so we can continue to speak and project that message. Because those people that in power now, those that out too, the same fashion dressing I'm talking about, all of them in it. They're in the same old stereotypical political status quo. We need to change this.
Mm-hmm.
We have to change this. And people like TikTok et al. Are the ones who must step up and change it. And that is what we are saying.
And demand the change.
Yeah, man.
Demand it.
But grab the change. But if people want the change, because if Dominicans now want to take out the government, they can take out the government.
But the army is there.
Yeah, as you say, the army is the mobilization that is the problem.
Right.
So you are right. You really said it well. I don't blame the people. I blame those people leading the people.
Mm-hmm.
Or those people that want to be the leaders. Those people that don't have to want to. They don't want to come out of the way.
Exactly. Exactly. But I don't want to touch on that topic there. That topic there, so is a topic that I don't think Carlos ready for that on his life. I
which,
don't want Carlos.
which topic?
Eh?
Which
Carlos,
topic?
Carlos, you're looking for Ricardo to drop a bombshell there, and you'll not. No, but it's true, guys. It's true, man. It is true. And we can have a marathon, maybe have a late night program. Because late night radio in Dominica, who started late night? Again, I can give you guys another trivia.
Mm.
Carlos and Ricardo, if you guys know your politics well, as I believe you know, and you know your culture, your country well, who started late night radio in Dominica?
I
And be
remember.
careful. Be careful because before you answer, think. Okay, answer no.
I remember the journalist Angelo Allen having a late night show.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. My mind doesn't go that far back to see anybody else before that. But Angelo used to go on real late. Sometime 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Angelo on with the late night show.
All right. Ricardo maybe didn't know. He didn't pay
No.
attention. That's those country boys doesn't check them things
Mm-hmm.
there. Boss man, yours truly began late night radio talk on DBS 1997. long before Angelo started doing late night. Because I was on radio before him. He joined, after. And then he left and he started late night on Kyrie long after. And then he went to Q. And you know how I started late night? With Gordon Henderson when Creole Music Festival was coming. We
Okay,
had
well, that's the same year it started, yes?
yeah, we had a series of programs promoting the Creole Fest, and we started at 12 o'clock at night. And we went up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Gordon and me in studio, Frenchmen coming in, and we promoting Creole Fest started. And we did that for every Creole Fest for about 2 or 3 Creole Fest. Late night, before the Creole Fest started. That's the build up to the Creole Fest. And we had massive following. Now, those things are not recorded. People don't remember that, so they will say it's Angelo. But it is yours truly that started late night. That's why he's saying if you put us on a late night program to promote our politics, it would be effective because a lot of people cannot sleep at night. Nighttime is a perfect time to promote stuff.
Somebody left in the comments, the colors are bringing the vision. I say all in white.
Yeah, we have whites too, and we use white as well, but predominantly yellow and white, and sometimes a little green.
But what he's saying is too many colors. So for unity, we need purity. I believe that's where that's coming from.
And they think white is purity, because I see that white purity thing. Is not always the case. But I get the point, a unifying color. But our unifying color would be more yellow and white. You're right. And then we use green and black to accentuate. But if you look at Carl, show them the shirt. You see our t-shirt? You see a little yellow with red and green. That's our t-shirt design. And we had the yellow t-shirts, we had green t-shirts, we had white t-shirts. So we work with the colors of our flag. But I get the point about the unity. TikTok asking me whether I made a contribution for electoral reform. TikTok, when the parties were contributing, I was invited by Team Unity, Carlos, to contribute. And I was on the Zoom live to contribute, and I tried raising my hand on about 3 or 4 occasions. I was never called. I spent about almost 3 hours waiting to go on. I was never asked. Towards the end, I was asked whether I'm ready to talk now. And I felt it was, a little late because Carlos had not spoken. So I really wanted Carlos to speak. So I kind of sacrificed speaking for Carlos to speak. I mean, the people who were controlling, I guess, maybe they had other people that had to go first. Because there were people on the panel with me on the Zoom who spoke 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And I remember vividly Tony Astafan speaking several times. And I was there raising my hand waiting, and I was not called, and I guess I never got the chance to do it as a party. And I said, if I'm going to be treated that way again to make a contribution, it's best I just make it independently and let them do what they have to do. So I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just saying I tried. But after waiting for almost 4 hours, 3 hours plus, I wanted my brother Carlos to go. I think he was more important than me anyway. But at least he went, and I thank them for having him to go. But that answers the point about me contributing. If I had to contribute TikTok, oh boy, it would be nice. But I don't think I didn't happen to get the chance to do it. I'm sorry. Maybe the next time around, or maybe I might be one of those to change whatever they're doing now. You never know. You never know how the table turns.
I saw an advertisement for a national ID card from Antigua. And I think that should be the way to go. If you want to be eligible to vote, I think you should come in and re-register, receive your ID card, and that's the way to go forward. If you don't come out and get the card within a certain time frame, you can't vote. And I believe because in America,
and they must come to Dominica and get the
Dominica
card.
to register, yes.
Don't go nowhere and say you're going to reconfirm vote anywhere. Come to Dominica.
No, come home.
We changing you. You're not living here. Your name come out on the list. If you want to come back up, come and get your card. If you don't get your card,
you can't vote.
And that's in line with what we are saying.
And that's the bottom line to it all. In order to vote, come and get your registration card. Once you have your registration card, you're eligible to vote. We done with all of the who flying in, who doing this,
And
come
guys,
and get your card.
And guys, it's not just come and get your card, because one of the biggest fears that is out there is that the CBI citizens, who are Dominicans by the way, are going to come and overwhelmingly vote for the government. They're going to register.
No, no, no.
Our voting and registration process, it should never remove that residency part of it.
No, voting is a residency thing, my brother. So if I am from Calibishi, right now I'm not in Calibishi and I've been gone for, let's say, more than 5 years, take out my name. No, my name cannot come up because I'm there. But when you take out my name, I have already established residency. Everybody know I am from Calibishi. I've lived there all my life, Calibishi and Simet. But somebody who got their passport by however they did it and have never been to Dominica cannot and should not vote, because voting is primarily a residency thing. Where is that person who is an economic citizen from Dubai going to vote? Penville, Biosh? Who's going to decide where they vote? So they have to be domiciled. If they have to vote, they have to live here for 10 years. And then when they go back, they can vote. But until such time, they should not be on the list.
No, the other thing, and that was another a recommendation brought, as we are the young people, a recommendation brought by young persons. A young person brought that to me yesterday. When one of the biggest things that we have in Dominica, opening a bank account. When you open a bank account, you're required to bring in 2 forms of ID and a proof of address. Currently, to be registered as a voter, because I registered a couple of voters, I did it as well. Go bring them to the yes, okay. I do my contrary to popular belief, I am on the ground.
Okay. So you pay for a vote?
No.
Yeah, he buy votes.
I don't buy no vote. Are you registered? You're in the constituency. You need to be registered to vote. Let us go and check the registering officer, the assistant registering officer, and let's get you registered to vote. But I'm saying that should not be the process. The person should be brought to be registered, but the person should have a proof of address. It's not Ricardo saying that I know Mr. live in Wesley, not Carlos saying I know Mr. live in Kenfield. No, you need to have something saying that you really living in the place, a bill, a lease agreement, a line title, house title, something. You understand? And the electoral office should be empowered to check those things. So if you give in a false declaration, you can be fined, you can be charged, liable to imprisonment, and so on. If I see Ricardo name on the list for Kenfield, I know Ricardo not live in Kenfield. I say, hey, what is that? I bring it up. The electoral office can go back and investigate. You know
and
that
challenge it, yes.
Yes, and challenge it. Again, electoral political parties have to do their work as well. I mean, yes, it's a tough task. It's a tough task, but it has to be done. I mean, look at the size of the voters list. You see that? That's the voters list for Dominica, you know.
I don't see it. Touch it.
Boy, that a little far. Look at that.
What?
How many people is on that list? How many people?
70, close to 73, 4,000 people.
Does
that is the size of our voters list for the little population we have?
Okay.
Does Dominica have 70,000 people?
No, man. Living in Dominica now?
Yeah.
But how could you ask a question like that then?
No, I am asking the question to lead up to my next point.
No, man, we're closer to 40, 50,000 people than 70. I mean, I don't have the data, so I shouldn't give a figure, but certainly not 70,000.
Okay, I'm gonna use this for an example. After Maria, approximately 20,000 people left the Commonwealth of Dominica. After Maria. So let's say we had 70,000 people then. 20,000 out of 70 remains what?
50.
About 50. And throughout the going years has gone by, people been migrating little by little by little by little. The planes come in empty, but they're leaving out full. So, do you think that we still have 70,000 people? And the list, and it have more people who's been living outside more than 5 years, because after Maria has been almost 6 years now. How many of those people who has gone back home? How many of those out of those 20,000 have ever set back foot into Dominica? So let's say they did come back in the 5 years, one or two of them, let's say 10,000 come back. So let's just bring it back up to now 60,000. The list could never be $70,000 or should never be 70,000 people on that list, because a lot of people has already legitimately lost their right to vote during that time frame, and have more than that has lost the privilege. But then again,
But hear me tell you that even if we have 70,000 people in Dominica, you can have 70,000 voters because
that is true.
not everybody is 18 and above. You have maybe,
Ah.
you see what I'm saying? Because you have quite a lot of young children who are not voting. So maybe out of 70,000, if in case we had all that, probably we have maybe 50,000 voters of that.
Voters at that age.
You know, so but we have 70,000 voters.
No, we don't have.
Living
Should not
in
have that.
no man, it's madness. So the problem is that thing Carlos have, they should look half the size.
Yes.
Cleanse that, cleanse it, and let those people who are living overseas reaffirm by going back home. And if you want to live overseas and vote, like me, you have to declare how much money you're making to the government of Dominica through inland revenue and pay your taxes in Dominica every month and pay social security. So money goes back to the revenue, to the economy. And because you are registered and you are a taxpayer resident, that keeps or it gives you a chance to vote, probably if you want to. So every Dominican who wants to vote can do that. It is fair for anybody, but you don't have to go to fly to vote. You can ask for an absentee ballot, which is what they do in America. So as long as you're on the tax thing and you contribute into the country's economy, okay, you are living overseas. We know you were once resided in Dominica, in Calibishi, in Benz, in Penville, and you happen to be working overseas. The country change, world change. Okay, I am willing to pay on my 50,000 US dollars I make in a year or whatever into the equivalence tax in Dominica and my social security. Boom, send me a ballot for me to vote in Calibishi. I'm from Calibishi. Absentee. So that takes away the transportation of votes in and down. Everybody who wants to do it can do it. And I'm telling you, there are more people that I have met living outside who are against the government than those who are for. And if people had a chance to vote absentee, people like me could say, okay, I'm going to declare my money and I'm going to pay. No, I may be not making much money. I mean, I'm a bad example. Probably Ricardo could say, I'm going to declare. I'm going to declare.
Alex, you like to look with trouble, everybody. And you don't want them to call you troublemaker.
I am a retiree. I live off a pension.
Okay, so Ricardo not making money. But whoever, fellas like Marlon Girodel, who's making $1 million.
Oh yes,
Marlon,
yes. I
Marlon could
spoke
say,
to him recently. He said he making money.
so Marlon could say, okay, here's what I make in the US in revenue sending money, and he pays tax and he get a ballot. That's how Americans vote absentee. And in a case like that, is fair for all. Anybody can do that. But outside of that, I think people should be living here, man, and be, that thing of bringing people down when you want and how you want is a pappy show, man. No, man, no, man, no, man. That's not fair. Can't be the way we have to run our elections. And I am afraid that's what's going to continue. I'm afraid. But again, people, if they have an option to vote against that, they will vote against it. It's just that they will not vote because it seems as if one set don't like the people and one set like them. And that's a bad thing. When people believe you don't like them, that's a problem. We in TUD saying all Dominicans should vote, but we should make it fair for all Dominicans to vote. And we will send our submission to the commissioner, to the government. We'll copy it to the press, and Dominicans will see what we're suggesting very, very soon. Because we will have a written submission sent in as well.
And no, don't make it like Sir Byron with 450 pages.
No man, no man, no man, no man, no man.
Maybe
Ricardo,
4 or 5 pages for the most.
Ricardo, you have to remember these things, we as young people don't like to read, you know.
Okay, I was just making sure that we got the clarification, because don't go and give me 500 pages to read. I'm not reading nothing.
I don't have time to read that. I have my other business to do. But even notwithstanding all of that, Ricardo, I have to do my job as a politician and read those things and see what they slip inside there to try and pull over our eyes. Because when I see that thing, that there's a part of in it that talks about electronic voting, that raised red flags in my head one time.
No,
And I haven't heard not one politician point towards that in all the electoral reform presentation. Nobody spoke about that.
but we can have it, but it has to be catered to, and we can't even trust that now, boy.
Exactly.
Those people can manipulate
Exactly.
that system, that they'll manipulate that. People who want to vote and who are resident citizens, who fortunately or not are residing and working elsewhere for now, and are willing to be part of our tax threshold, declare the money, because you can't hide it. If you're making money there, you get the money, the declaration straight from the company you're working for to Dominica, and you remit tax to Dominica. You can get a ballot if you want a ballot. And that's what I think would be the best kind of alternative. Or if you want to voluntarily, well, we cannot say people can come down on their own and people shouldn't be. We're not getting involved in that debate. We're just saying people can be brought down if they want, but everybody should be able to vote if they want to vote, living overseas, and they qualify to vote based on residing here first, paying the taxes, paying social security, helping the economy, not sending a barrel or two. So we're not saying no overseas voting. We're just saying make it fair for all to be able to vote, and they must request their ballot and mail it back on time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, the TikTok said that my mom is on there and she is dead and gone so long. So apparently there's dead people on the list.
But TikTok mother voting still. Maybe. My grandmother still on the list. My grandmother died in 2010, and she's still on the list.
So Carlos, Alex, why haven't you challenged that?
I tell them take it out already. They don't take it out. If you look at Sylvia Carbon Alexander, she's on the list. She's on the. How can she be on the list still? And my grandmother died. May she rest so long. And I'm hoping that she hasn't voted anything, because I haven't checked the records as yet. But you cannot do that. Government should cleanse that right away. You know who died. You have the registry. You have the death certificate. Just take them out. Yeah. Why do you need a party to tell you to take it out? You just take it out. You have the registry of death. You have the registry of birth. You have the voter in thing. Just take out the names. So that list, Carlos, that list, Carlos, have my grandmother name on it, Carlos. If you look at Kalibishi, you're going to see her name there. That's a problem. You don't need a party to tell you to do that. The government playing games, my brother. They're playing games. But people will vote them out, even if they think they can control people all the time. The same thing they do to maintain people to vote. People will say, what, enough way. People will crook them.
Yeah.
People will crook them. And people will
crook them. Was saying, take the money they give you and still vote for them. Somebody was saying that the other day. Take the money they give you and vote for them.
People will get fed up of them fellas and say, something, man, it doesn't make sense.
Enough is enough.
And people will vote them. When a team of us present ourselves with a message and a plan, people will say, you know what, I want these guys. But people don't want that same put them in now. If they wanted them, they'll be inside long time.
Long time.
And that's what they do like me to see. That's what they do like to hear me say.
So look, Carlos, checking the comments, man. Somebody said, Carlos, did you point that out?
Point
What
of view.
about
Kyle,
the electronic voting when you were talking
Oh,
about it?
probably TikTok didn't listen. I said all these are things that I will present as part of our presentation to the authorities, which, as Alex rightly pointed out, it has to be we'll copy it to the media. So you TikTok will get to see our presentation that we intend to give to the electoral office, well, through the office of the cabinet secretary. And if there are other things that you would like us to include, because again, teamwork makes the dream work.
Mhm.
If there are things that you'd like to see us include, feel free to reach out, because all the ideas don't reside in one head, contrary to the belief of others. Yes, we have ideas too. They will be on our list, not a 500 page document like what Ricardo was asking, but we'll put out a reasonable set of recommendations that we can be proud of. Okay, so I hope TikTok, I hope that responds to your question. And contrary to your belief, right now, the only thing that can take out that government short of a big uprising, which the people have to be inspired for that, is to take them out by the ballot, which is how they reach there. Voting them is the only way to get them out.
but that is the only way because there's no how else you can take them out. Through protests, through mayhem, through catastrophe, through this and that. How resignation?
No,
No.
Alex, I don't think that is the right way, because when I look at what happened in the past, where certain persons died and so on and so forth, I am nah, I'm not. You certain persons telling me that the only way to fix Dominica is to burn Roseau. So when you burn Roseau, what we have to
From the
govern.
ashes we shall rise.
No, you see, if the people think is that's what they want to do, you who choose to lead the people must lead them where they want to go. But you cannot lead them to do that. If people want to burn Roseau, they will burn Roseau in. Because there was a protest in Roseau that I was around for, and I saw young people, and I know where they were from, I know who they were, burning, doing things, breaking buildings. It was not UWP at all, at all, at all behind that. I saw them. I went to the, well, let me just what I did. Anyway, I don't know what I did. I saw it with my eyes. And those young people were making statements calling the leader of the UWP a softie. They don't want to this and that. They wanted to take things in their own hands. And they're charging now UWP for those crimes, which is unfair. And the police know it is not UWP that did that. They know the people that did it. So they're scapegoating those guys, my brothers of the party, and prosecuting them as they said, I guess. Because it is not the party, it's the young people that decide why they're going to those. It's they fed up. So if young people want to go burn Roseau as a leader, you can't hide and say, you have to still go and say, hey, no, 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 no. Try to talk to them. But you should not be trying to promote that, because when we burn down our country, what are we going to do? So I am not calling for that kind of and people should protest peacefully, mass. But to hurt people, to burn buildings, no, man, no. No, let's 1,000, 5,000 of us go to Roseau and chant, sing. But to touch people, to be violent, no, 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 no. Because when you start that, there's too much guns in Dominica, my brother. Because the police have guns, but I telling you, I know places that have more guns than the police armory.
Yeah. I heard that over the. Oh, I was listening to a live the other day, and I was like, "Wow, how much different kind of artillery?" I'm like, "But wait, I in the military again, man. What going on here?"
My
I
brother,
tell you, I hearing gunshot ringing, ringing. I say, "Nah, man, something wrong."
my brother, we cannot have a war in Dominica. People will die, blood will be shed. So I cannot be part of promoting any lawlessness.
I don't
Them
think you can.
fell.
I don't think you can condone the lawlessness. But
No.
I believe. I That's my belief again. I believe that something drastic has to take place in order for change to come about.
Well, I believe something drastic is is in the making. I do not want it, but I cannot see how this thing is going to just end passively. Because one side is just taking too much advantage, and the people will take until the people can take no more. Now, if the people decide, fine, but I'm not going to provoke them because, boss, it only takes a spark, and Dominicans can explode. I do not want to go on record as the one to push us to explosion. So I'm very careful with my words. Very, very, very careful, my brother. I'm not a scared captain, I'm a soldier, you know. But I know there are people who are willing to die, and there are some who are willing to kill. I can no. Can't send my children and my youth in harm's way. Uh-uh.
Read the three last comments there.
Carlos not putting them things up. TikTok says, come on, ballot is not going to work. We already know that they steal in elections for many years because they control everything, even the counting. You don't believe all those young ministers who won seats. Hell no. They thief the seats for those school children. This is why the ballots won. Well, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. But ballots, I put them there anyway. And
So
ballots.
basically what I'm thinking that the person is saying is that even if we vote, they will still thief.
No, man, if the overwhelming amount of people in Dominica decide to vote against them and they can't thief all the ballots, they'll have to maybe declare Dominica as a whatever dictatorship. And when they do that, people will say, okay, oh, really? Oh, you declaring dictatorship? Well, you're in trouble. Right now, they have not declared it. But they cannot, boss, if Dominicans have a better alternative going up against them, man, Dominicans will vote for that. That's what the science is saying. People in Dominica don't want to take them out by force. They want to vote them out. But we must give them a better alternative. So far, not working out. Look at the last election, my brother. A whole party don't contest. When the government was at its weakest. So it's not about the people wanting to fight. That's not the people's desire. The people's desire is for a different government. Some people in the country desire is to fight and selling that thing to TikTok and them that the only way is not the ballot. But boss, if Carlos, you, and those other people who have been fighting come together and say, that is our message, that is our dream, that's what we're planning, because people will vote for us. I fail to believe. Now, if we do it and the thing go the way it go, we can say, okay, something wrong. But we have to do it differently, man. We can't do it the same old way. The man don't contest the last election. They say, but they will not win. Go there and show. Carlos, didn't you write your concession speech before last election?
Before I right there in Kinfield, and then I went up to Marigot.
So what I'm saying,
he said that in his speech on the electoral reform. You know, I was listening to his speech. You know,
they laugh him, boy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, that's a strategy, and the other opposition could do it too. Here you are, Mr. Observer. I am writing my speech before election because I know this thing is rigged. So if all parties had done that and concede before the election, that is a technique. Do that. But you said you're not contesting because and now you're talking about reform. What are you talking about reform for if you didn't contest? So people don't want things for the people. They want it for themselves. So TikTok, I feel your energy, but the answer to our problem is not violence. It has to be a diplomatic solution through the ballot. And it can be. If man like you, TikTok, step up and run, people will vote for you. I guarantee you that. Those who have been going up against the incumbent are uninspiring. Even if they're cheating, yes. But cheat or not, boss, after 20-something years, come on, man. Come on. No.
After 20-something years of no change, that is the next thing.
It's a
After 20
problem,
something
man.
years of no proper development, that is the next thing.
Yeah, if they
You
were
have
developing and doing things, I don't mind. And as people go in there and vote for them, if people was being forced to vote, I don't mind. People not being forced, they're gonna do it and boldly doing it. Give
yeah.
people a different option, my brother, a more calm, a more presentable option, a more inclusive option. Man like me, because I talk and try to help you, kicking me out and calling me names. When people see you do that to me, how are they going to vote for you? If you cannot bring me together with you, who was with you, how are you going to bring somebody else who was never with you? So these are the things we have to talk about. We have to keep it real for our Dominican people. Dominicans want change.
Some of us want to fight. Some of us want to do diplomatically. So we now have to figure it out and come to a unanimous decision and say, okay, let's try Alex with this time, yes. But if you see Alex, we don't work. Alex, we ready to burn this down. What you will say then?
As long as that's what the people want, you work with the people. So but we're not going to go telling people let's go and burn Roseau.
That is the
If
point.
the if
That
the
is the point.
youth decide that is, if they fed up of things are not working out, then we work with whatever the populace wants. But
Yeah.
but your first thing should not be telling people let's go and destroy.
Okay.
No, to build. In politics, you build, boy. Here's my plan to change your life. Can you help me with that? He said, well, to help you that, I must take out the man. And the way the man going, the man not coming out, so I want to go and... So, and if the people want to do that, if young people in Roseau, burn in Roseau, my brother, I'm not running away from Roseau, I go in there and stand up and see if I can pull my child. Hey, be careful. I got to protect them because police is going to come and for them. So I'm going to maybe take a bullet for them too, I will not leave the people alone. I am just saying that I cannot promote for people to go and do that.
Okay.
But if they do it, I will be there with them. I will be there because when people are ready, you cannot stop them.
No.
Look at what happened in Hawaii. The whole city burned down. If you start a fire in Roseau now, the whole Roseau going to burn me. Roseau is a tight-knit city. How are we going to fix back Roseau when we burn down Roseau? How are we going to repair our country when we mash up our country?
It will fix, man. The same way it's been manipulated now, it will fix.
Well, you can go on. As I said, if you want to go, you go in. I'll be there with you, but I'm not calling for that. Honestly.
I don't call in for it either. But what I'm saying is, let's say we try the diplomatic way. We go to the polls. We make our exits. But we still realize that the thing is still rigged. It's still rigged. It's not working. Are we ready to take the next step? You say yes, you will be there. But I'm just saying, are we ready? Because some people saying that the next step should be no. Some people saying it should be right now.
Who's saying that?
A lot of people.
Like
I listen to me, Alex. I listen to everybody live. Everybody. I do my own live, like I listen to everybody live. And a lot of these guys, I don't know if they're trying to mobilize, I don't know, but a lot of people keep saying, oh, something coming. I listen to them and I'm like, when is this something going to come?
But
because we keep saying that something is coming, but we don't know what's coming, but everybody say, oh, something coming. When is this something going to come? So
and what is the plan to deliver that something and the plan after that something? You have to have a plan. You cannot do things and just say, well, we do it and let things happen. You have to have a plan. So if your plan is to take out the government by force of arms, that's a big plan. You have to have a counter plan, a reaction plan, a follow-up plan. Because, boss, that's a serious thing. When you tell people we're going to, or that is what's going to happen, you need to know what comes after that.
After that, yeah.
And if you don't know, and you're not ready for what comes after that, you shouldn't promote that. Irresponsible for anybody to promote change in a government with protest action in a democracy. Well, people say we're not a democracy anymore,
No,
but I have
we're
not
not a
been, I
democracy.
have not been told. I still believe we are.
Yeah. I don't think we are a democracy. I think our democracy
We're,
has left us and gone away somewhere. It went to Australia like the parrot. You know? How, Alex, how do you know there is no plan? Maybe you should work with them to know what's going on. You hear that, Alex?
well, my understanding of democracy, well, talking about being with them, because I am in Dominica more than you think. And I am in on the ground. I have interest on the ground. I have work on the ground. I have people on the ground.
Hold on. Alex, TikTok is asking a valuable question there. Maybe you want to address that.
No, but TikTok. Sorry for calling you TikTok. TikTok. Probably there has been a plan that has been developed lately. But prior to 2 years ago, TikTok, I was in the middle of all the talk. To the point, TikTok, where I was appointed the strategist, the main strategic architect for the opposition. And TikTok, I have heard those talk, and I try to say, okay, what is the plan? Nothing. How are we going to do it? Crickets. And I try to suggest how we can do it. It's mayhem. Mayhem is not a plan. So maybe since I moved away, a new plan has evolved. And if the plan is to go and cause mayhem, to take out the government and put a new government, I have not seen it yet. That would be a great achievement. And I would be very happy to observe as a student of politics. So I'm not saying that there is no plan. I'm just saying that in the plan should have plans for repercussions and for continuity. Because
Contingency.
and contingency too, because when you do that, a lot of things have to happen after that. Maybe a whole few generations of things will happen after that. You don't do that to a government like what they did to Patrick John in the 70s. Patrick John was illegally taken out. That's why we have so much problem in maybe in our politics all like now. So to go and take out another government illegally again is a problem. We have not, TikTok, did you know we had a 47-day strike in Dominica? Carlos, did you know that? Ricardo, did you know that?
How many days?
47 days.
7 days.
47 days strike. The port was closed. And let me tell you guys that the Prime Minister is a student of politics, you know. The Prime Minister is a historian too, you know. Now people who paying attention to these things need to understand what is going on there. The things that one set of opposition people want to do, the Prime Minister is paying attention, and the people who achieve that when it happened are right in his camp.
They're with him as his umbrella. They are ready. You cannot beat them the way they beat the people that they beat. They are ready for that.
So you think Skerrit is not aware that they want the port to shut down? You think he doesn't have contingencies? Look at what happened a few weeks ago when the custom officers strike. You remember that, Ricardo?
Mm-hmm.
You notice that? You think there were not contingency plans while that happened? You think all the custom officers, right now, as we speak, custom officers are under immense pressure. They are short staffed, they are underpaid, there's not enough resources for them to hire, and the Comptroller of Customs cannot hire custom officers.
But not only customs, police, nurse, everybody under pressure. The thing is, boss, this boy, you have to get the people. You have to mobilize the people. It's the people you need. You cannot move Mister if you don't move the people. You have to move the people from away from him. But right now, he has the people. So no matter what you do, the system is so mal insulated that you will be seen as a failure. Look at what happened in Russia, the man that go against Putin. Where is he now? I'm not saying I'm afraid to die, but you have to know what you're up against.
Mm-hmm.
And that will fail. It will not work. We will create a dynasty. We will create a dictatorship after that.
Because then now he will say the people uprise against him, and now he has to really seize control of this
To
country.
insulate himself and to fix this country because this country is in chaos and catastrophe, and he's going to stay there like the Haitian people leaders, and we become a rogue country. We don't want that. We can fix that by having new, young, fresh, nice, smiling people saying, "Look, man, come on. If it don't work, but it has not been done that way for 20 years, so let's do it differently. Give us a chance to fix it. Come out of the way. Those of all you that have been there and failing, let a new approach fix it." That's all I've been saying, TikTok. That's why they never listen to me and they call me a troublemaker. You can't go to a doctor for medication for your condition and the doctor tell you need to do that and tell the doctor, "How am I not doing that?" What you come to the doctor for? And you're sick for 20 years. The doctor tell you, "Okay, try something different." You're not trying it. Politics is science. Well, not politics. Power is a science. And the prime minister understands the science of power. So that is what I'm saying, and I'm speaking because I understand this thing, man. I spent the last 10 years of my life in this thing. I'm not saying I'm the only person who know, but what I know is bothering me to see what people are saying they want to do. You don't have authority. You don't even have a seat in parliament and you want to demand of the government. No, man. No, that's a joke. No, and people are believing that and buying that way and shouting what you're saying. When you say no election, no reform, no election, what you really mean? There's going to be election. No matter what you say, you're not the person who controls it. Only if the people are saying it, fine. But based on what we see last election, the people didn't say it. It's you that's saying it.
But the people still went and voted.
They went and voted.
Yeah.
There was more candidates this time than any other time. There was 40, how many candidates? More than any other time.
A lot of people went independently, yes?
There was more candidates than any other time, I'm telling you. Because it's at 42, 11, 20, 20, 21. No, we're at 47 or 48 the last time. So, bro, these are the kind of hard conversations we have to have. And so TikTok, yes, I was part of it. But it was not working, TikTok. You can't do the same old failed strategy and expect to win. So yes, I leave it, and I'm not popular with them now, but I don't care with them because it's Dominica and the youth I'm focused on right now.
Dominica. And that's what I keep telling people is Dominica, that's the mission, and not a party.
No, man.
Dominica.
Anyway, guys,
We're gonna know, Carlos. No, we start with.
No, the youth are calling. The youth are calling. While are you talking to me there, the youth calling me.
I hear in your phone, I hear it,
Yes, they calling.
I'm talking to a youth now. Oh, but best we stop it because I know something happening at 5 o'clock, so best we stop for it.
Yes.
I want to go and listen to another mission.
The people are on edge. This is not the talk. We the frustrated ones want to hear.
TikTok, I am frustrated too.
Oh.
TikTok, I need not put my family business outside, but my father is one of the pioneers in the taxi business. He knows all the tourist sites, all those that they list, and many of those that they don't list. He was denied a taxi license because of politics. You think I'm not on edge? That deprived me of many opportunities to, because we had to find other ways to live. And my brother had to run. So you think I'm not on edge too? But there are ways in which you can do things. The answer is not always to build. So when you have an issue in school, for example, is it your first thing you're going to do? Pick up a stone and burst the person's head?
Yeah, some people do
that. You have an issue with a teacher, and I can tell you stories about things because I mean, of course, I've been mingling with people. I hear talk. Is it your first thing you do? You have a problem with a teacher, is to put a banana in the pipe of the teacher vehicle? That's not the. There are ways in which you can do things. You talk. You find ways. I don't need to give out what
No, we
or
have ideas. We will not say it no. What we are saying is we understand the pressure, but we cannot feed. For TikTok, you don't put fire, you don't put fuel on open flames. You try to put out the flames. And that's where we are. We are responsible that way. You don't, an open wound, you don't throw thing, you try to heal it. And we are too much at a stage of eruption in Dominica now to just say, okay, let's do it. After that, TikTok, tell us what you would do. Right now, you say people on edge, whatever. So TikTok, take your time and type a message and tell us, okay, protest, burn down, take out the government, and then after that, tell us what is the next step from there. Go ahead, TikTok. Because it seems to me probably you know what's happening and you think you. So after you do that, I just want to know what's next. They think what probably tell us we will go with his recommendation, his or her recommendation. What is saying, Carlos? He or she?
it has been a long 20 feet. Of course, we're tired of it. You think I like how Dominica is? I don't like it. And our sister Petro Carbon is saying some things. Dominica can let me put it up. Dominica can get back on track if we change governance. Dominica and Dominicans have lots of potential. We need to unite for the common goal of getting the DLP out of office. Thank you, Sister Petro Carbon John. Thank you.
TikTok, that is what we need to do. And those people who have been failing to take them out for 20 years plus, TikTok, do not want to come together for a common good, which is another thing I had suggested to them as well. Bring people together. So Petra is on the money. Can you imagine somebody like Petra? Let's say she running from wherever. Carlos, me, you, TikTok, new vibes. People will rally, guys. Huh? Look at what happened in Grenada. We had a man in Grenada for how many years, TikTok? Grenada. For 20, more than Dominica, 26 years. And what happened to him? Landslide by the polls, out of office. So we can do it too. And there was no gunshot, no violence in Grenada. We can do it too. We don't need violence in our country to fix our problem. That's what we have been saying.
TikTok, interim government idea will not work. Skerrit is prepared for that. When that was done once many years ago, and the people who did it are the same ones who are. It's not a Labour Party government that they, a freedom. I'm glad. I'm not sure if everybody paying attention to the consultation because things say that too. What was that name? This guy who was the auditor for government and he's a staunch defender of the government.
Parents.
He confirmed what Alex has already been saying on many occasions. The persons who have been voting for the Dominican Labour Party branded government are the Freedomites who were supporting the Freedom Party. To get them out, you have to inspire them with something different. And they have been asking for it.
Of course.
Not just the young people, they have been asking for it.
But that is why the Prime Minister is saying he is the leader of the Freedom Party. That's not a joke when he say that, No, I know Bernard Ito might take offense. But the Prime Minister is not wrong to say what he's saying there, politically, because he's doing it for his expediencies. And I know he angered the present Freedom Party. But that he's playing the power game. He's keeping his base. So TikTok, I hear what you're saying, but the people who are saying that are people who are trapped in this notion that the present system is going to just lay back and let that thing happen when it's that they have the playbook on that. That is not a strategy that's going to win. TikTok, join us. Be a candidate. We will help you. We will strategize and we'll win. We will take them out. Let's give ourselves a better chance at solving our problem peacefully.
Anyway, guys, Alex, TikTok, Sister Petra, and all the others who are tuning in. Thanks for coming in, Alex. I have to run. I'll leave it for you to wrap up, and we will.
Me? No boy, wrap up, boy.
Hey, Ricardo and the young Ricardo.
He's doing his fatherly duties, eh?
Yes. Yes, guys, it was a good one. We have done a marathon. Probably we can start doing those things. Alex, we can bring back your late night shows.
We should go late night and do a marathon late night, man.
Do some late night engagements. We'll be happy to engage with persons, man. No worry with it. But yeah, next week we already announced what we plan to speak about. Hopefully we'll get some health professionals to come in and talk.
I don't think you want to jeopardize any of the health professional jobs.
Don't worry about that. We'll get them. It's a person that can talk. That willing to talk. All right. And address the issue of youth mental health and the health system on a whole.
All right. So, guys, it was good. That marathon there was an interesting one. Thanks for the sharing. Thanks for the many people who stayed on. TikTok, thank you for listening. Bring some people with you next week. And the questions that you asked were good questions. You've been very provocative, and we like that. And we are not for violence, but if violence happens, we are with the people. We are not against the people at all. It's what the people want. But we are just not going to lead a violent revolution in Dominica. We don't think that is the answer. We don't think that's the
So
answer.
yes, we'll see you guys at the next time we meet next week Sunday,
man.
hopefully from 3 o'clock.
Check me for the violence. I ready.
You will be the leader. You will be the EFF. What's the guy name from Africa? EFF. Maluma, not Maluma, whatever his name is.
The one in South Africa. I know you talking about.
EFF, yeah. He is that kind of person. I'm sorry. I'm a Dr. King. I'm a Nelson Mandela. I am Indira, not Indira, no, Makandi. I understand violence. I understand the need for it sometimes, but I just cannot be the leader of violence.
And of course, thank you to everybody who subscribed to the TUD pages, our YouTube channel, our TikTok, or Facebook page, and engage with us on a regular. We thank you for doing that, and we look forward to even more engagements with you. And bring some of your friends. TikTok, come again.
Yeah, man.
TikTok says they're ready for the action.
You ready for it?
They don't want no more talking. It's action they're ready for,
But talk is action, There's no bigger action than talk, You know that?
I
Talk
didn't know
is
that.
action,
I didn't know that.
I wonder if TikTok is a Wesley person, boy.
No boy. TikTok from, let me see. Maybe come from Wesley.
TikTok not from Wesley.
How you know?
TikTok not from Wesley.
I
from Calibishi.
All right.
I suspect Ricardo is TikTok, Anyway, leave Ricardo alone
He can't be because when he was not, then the message will coming in. So
he going back there, the message just still coming.
exactly.
Anyway, guys, this was a good afternoon. I'll see everybody the next morning time. We'll have new persons to come and engage on the different topics. Of course, our usual brother Alex. I don't want to think you're hiding, Alex.
I'm taking a break next week. Eh?
You want to take a break? I hope you
Not
take
a break. I just live in other people's voice.
I hope the break you're taking is to take a deep breath to do the marathon late night show. Anyway, let's plan it for the future.
We're ready for it, but we should not announce that because they're going to take it before we do it. Eh?
Oh, you know that.
But no, it's all right. It will be the original.
Yes. So yes, guys, it'll be a good one. So Ricardo, Alex, on behalf of you guys, and and the rest of the team in the background. See everybody next time. Sister Petra.
TikTok, thanks for the contribution. Petra, nice to see you again on there. You know, and let's be cordial and let's be informative. Let's share information because information is key. Without information, we are ignorant, and we don't want to go into a battle being ignorant. We want to go into a battle being
if we are going to go in
informed.
the fight TikTok, I want to know what's the battle plan, okay, and the exit plan and everything else. So TikTok, send me the dossier.
You're taking it for a joke, Alex. It's not a joke. You ready?
I want to know was it's either we win or we exit at certain time. You cannot go in a battle and not know how you exit in. Yeah. So TikTok will send us the plan.
See you guys.
Bless.
Yes.